Alright, so welcome back to my channel. If you've been here before, if not, I bought this boat about a year ago and I'm just now getting a chance to work on it. Had a lot of other stuff ahead of it that I had to get out. Anyway, today's video is actually, I did this shortly after I bought this boat when I was just kind of giving a walk over and looking at everything, and I noticed something wrong with the Rave valve cap. Started looking into it, but anyway, it's taken this long to get any kind of video out and start working on this thing, and my goal is just to get it out on the water before the season ends. That's all I'm trying to do. So this video is not a how-to, it's just basically a video of just cleaning up the Rave valve, getting them back in, and then I'm going to move on in another video just trying to like I said, get the boat on the water this year. I still have to do an engine rebuild, but that's going to come later. So today and the videos to follow is just to try to put a band-aid on this and get it out on the water and see how it runs. So with that being said, let's get into this thing and check out these Rave valves. All right, so let me get back here. We're going to take these Rave valves off now. So let me catch you up real quick. This Rave valve here, just to take a quick spot check, if you will, I pulled the cap off of it, and the reason I pulled the cap off of that particular one is the cap was actually a little off, kind of a little jacked, and so since it was that way, I just went ahead and pulled it off. And when I did, I realized the little plastic piston that sits in the bellow, if that's what it is, the bladder of this Rave valve, had completely melted and was just wrapped around the post of the valve itself. So that one's completely blown up, and so I know I'm going to pull that and have to rebuild that one. I've checked this one and it is good, but so what we're going to do is take this one off. We're going to take both of these off, and before I do anything more of trying to run these engines, even before I check the carbs, I'm going to make sure these Rave valves are good, and that's going to be kind of our starting point. So I'm just going to use since I'm working in a different position than in a regular jet ski. Let's see if I can get these out of here and just throw them in the box. And this is really dicey here. I do not want to well, let's see, maybe I should go ahead and pop these off, just as you can see. Now here we go, you can see the inside, the condition of this Rave valve here. So let me, as I said, I do not want to drop anything down in here. Alright, so the reason I was wanting to leave it all there, well, it came right on out. Oh, a lot of carbon, but that's I mean, that's pretty normal and expected. So we're going to have to clean this out, clean the inside of the engine there, and rebuild this thing and see what we have left on the inside. Alright, so I guess I'll do the same thing, just take these clips off, take the cap and spring off. I just recently rebuilt the Rave valves on a Sea-Doo GTX, and with a 787 engine, and these do not look the same. Now, that's not bad. A little glare from the sun, but nothing compared to the other engine over here. Now, I've always been able to fish things out for the most part. Let me just put it that way. Fish things out of the bottom of a jet ski. But this engine compartment, I don't know if anything dropped down here. You might as well forget it unless there's some way to crawl down in there and get a magnet or something else down under here. I have no clue. It doesn't look like there's really that much. It looks like you have less space, and they've got more space up top to work out on it as I am, but not getting under these engines. Let me go ahead and get these bolts out before I drop them. I'll try one more time. It's not going to come. Alright, so I'm going to have to remove the piston here. So let me, guess I'll have to take a break here, go get a tool, ratchet, socket or something, and let's get this piston out so we can get this Rave valve out. Okay, so we're back here. Got a 10 mil here. Let's see if we can get this out without damaging this piston, because I don't think I have. I think I have one or two, but I don't have enough to do a rebuild on 3 of these. And I'm probably turning. No, it's coming. GoPro shut off again. So where was these clips have a little slot on here, and it's not in that slot over there. So fortunately I didn't take everything back to the garage, and I'm just going to pop this out a little bit. There we go, clicked in. All right, let's get these in there onto the bench. Definitely needs a clean up here. All right, with that, let me get my tools out of the way. It is a bright, sunny, very hot day, so I believe I'll I'm gonna leave this open, but I'm gonna throw a tarp over this, just make sure we don't have something drop down into that, to the engines there. Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not gonna do that. We'll just semi-close it there. You check. And nope. I thought it was charged, but still going. All right, let's get this back on the bench and let's see what we can do with it. All right, so I've got my box of goodies here. What I did, I just poured some old fuel in here. I'm just gonna, for now, drop these over in here and give them a bath. But let's see, let me get this one off. Brushes are about had it. Let's see if that'll work. So here are just some extras parts that I have. I've got the piston and the bladder here, and so I could go ahead and set that one in. So this is pretty much together. One thing I didn't know that I had was an actual piston. So we're good here. I think I only need one, so tell you what, I'm not going to open it since I think I only need one for now. And if needed, I have another bladder. What do you call these things? Anyway, if needed. So we're going to clean up the parts over here and see what all we might need. But back to the piston. So it appears that this is just, there's nothing actually wrong. It's not upside down. It's just a different piston. So, but it just has very little movement. And I don't even know if I'm under the camera. If you're not picking this up, I apologize. I had it off to the side here. So anyway, as I was saying, and maybe you didn't see, but this is just a different kind of piston that has a pretty good, I guess, a little ridge or whatever for the spring to fit down in. It helps hold that spring in place as opposed to these. But so anyway, that's why it threw me when I opened those up and I saw this, thinking maybe something was wrong. But so I think we're good. Just a different kind of piston. So we're going to go ahead and clean up everything. I do have some more gaskets. We'll pull out the one that's blew up. Oh yeah, so as I told you when I opened this up, that the plastic piston had melted. This is part of it. So it was sitting in there and the other half was wrapped around the post of the valve up through here. So it was just wrapped around it. So this is just a hard, now it's a hard piece of plastic. It was actually two pieces. So It really was. You know, I can't prove this was the piston, but you can't prove it wasn't. And that is all that is left. This is all that was sitting in there. And so glad I never would have checked it, because the previous owner of the boat said that that engine was running good. It was the other engine. So if this cap had not been kind of one way or the other, just kind of off to the side, kind of jacked, kind of off of the unseated there, I never would have looked into it. So, but you can just see the amount of oil and carbon. Well, there's a piece right here. So, okay. So it's actually 3 pieces, because I pulled out 2 and lost one of the pieces. And so here is more of the piston. So what I don't know is, why did that piston melt like that? What happened that caused that to melt? And same way in the GTX Sea-Doo that I was working on, that had a blown out. Well, it was just, the piston was actually just broken. It had not melted. So this one, it looks really good. I don't know if I'm going to now I'm just noticing, do these not have the small band? Where is it? I had an extra. So these have 2, if you can see there, one down here and one up here, one of the bands. And so this has none. I think that is the way it is supposed to go. So this one is in good shape, and so I may just clean it a little bit, but I'm not going to at this point remove it. Going to concentrate on these others that are really bad shape. And my box off to the side. I do not want to lose pieces. All right, so we're just going to clean it. Hopefully it'll clean up really good here in this bath here. Let's just clean it up. I do think I have some more O-rings as well. All right, so I'm not going to bore you and waste time here cleaning this. So I'm going to finish letting me soak a little bit, clean them up, get them back together, and let's get them in the ski. And then we're going to see, before I pull the carbs out, we're just going to see if I can get both engines just to crank. I think I'll do a compression test on the one engine that I have not done, and then we'll start them up, see what we got. All right, check back with you later. All right, so we got everything cleaned up here, so let's just start putting these back together. So one side of the engine, we have the small spring, so I'm going to go ahead and put that on this one, and get these things back together. Just try to do it in a way where you don't overstretch the spring. And all right, so we got 1, 2, I'm just okay, I'm just trying to get this down over into that little groove here without rolling it over. All right, I think I got it. And now I can't remember. I got this on the GTX. I got it on pretty simple, and I think so. What I'm doing is screwing in the valve so that I'm trying not to let the it depress and go down into the housing here, so that I can get this on. And this is where the challenge is of getting it to and it's coming off the back side, so I can't control it. All right, so let's get this on, not in a hurry, put this one together and did not put on my gasket. So I'm gonna have to end up taking that one back apart. All right, so we're gonna put this other one on. I've already got the spring, on the smaller spring on. And so I guess we're going to fit it over here without, try to slide that on without rolling it over there, so we may be good here. All right, so we are good there, and let's get our piston in. All right, so here is what I'm going to do. Go ahead and get the gasket on. And at this point, let's see, we'll just so I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and tighten it down, because when I put this spring on, this one is going to want to compress down into the, if I let go of this piston here, it's just want to compress into the housing here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and screw in the valve and snug it in, and that way we can keep the bladder. That's what it's called. It's probably called something else, but so I'm just going to snug it in. And there we go. That's not right. All right. So as you can see, the trick is to keep this above the housing so that we can get this spring in. And I recently did this obviously with a GTX. I don't remember if there is an easy way to do it. So what I'm going to do is just try to get it started. This one is just going to go right on there. So, all right, so we're about ready to go. We got it set up. So we're ready to drop this in. All right, so but one of these that's sitting right under the exhaust, it's going to be this one. Will have to go in separate because if you remember, I could not pull the whole valve out along with the housing because of the pipe sitting right over the top of it. So this is going to have to be dropped in. So I might as well unscrew this one, and this will have to be dropped in, bolted on after the valve is put in. So let me just go ahead and take this one apart. Got to take it apart anyway because I failed to put the gasket on it. So and here we go. All right, so for now, I'm just going to leave this off, and we'll have to put this on in the ski. I'll figure that out when we get there. So, all right, I'm going to get these. I got one more to put together here, and get that put together, and we'll get it back in the ski. All right, so let's see if we can get these valves back in. Let's see. Well, at this point, I'm just gonna get that seated. Let's get them started here. All right, here we go. Let's get these in. Just get it going here. All right. All right, so we got our spring Get it over the piston. Let's get our clip on. All right, one down. Okay, got everything set up again. So I went, fortunately I did have another washer to go on this thing, or rubber O-ring is really what it is. So now got it on there, and let's get this piston let me get this. Let me get, let's get that in, the bolts in first, and then we'll anchor this thing down. Okay, so the GoPro shut off again, but no big deal. I was at the end anyway. We got the Rave valves back in the boat. So we are finished with this project, and I'm going to end the video here. I'm going to move on to other things on this boat. Like I said, I'm just going to try to do as little as I can just to get this thing out on the water before this season is over. So hopefully I'll have another video out, and maybe in that next video we'll have that boat out on the water running. But anyway, if you made it this far, I appreciate it. And as always, appreciate you joining me, and we'll catch you on the next video.